Indro Brihaspatihi Sanno Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kamsachanuramardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. समस्तजन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Whatever is finite can never be perfect. Whatever is infinite can never be imperfect. Mandukya Upanishad says, in nature, things cannot change their nature. There cannot be a hot ice cream or a cold fire. We are a combination of the finite and the infinite. Our equipments, the body, the mind, the intellect, and the world of objects, emotions, and thoughts, they are all finite. They have to be because they are to be used to reach our goal. What have to be used are subject to change. Whatever changes has to be finite. So there is nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with the body, nothing wrong with the mind, nothing wrong with the intellect, nothing wrong with the objects, nothing wrong with the world. The problem is our unintelligent evaluation and unintelligent relationship, unintelligent expectations, unintelligent dependencies. False knowledge. Moghasha, Moghakarmanaha, Moghajnana, Vijetasa. Rakshasim, Asurim, Bhava. Our hopes are all false. Means they cannot give you anything which is complete, which is eternal. Mughasha, Moghakarmanaha. All our actions can only produce finite results. Moghagnana, all our knowledge about material world are all dealing with changing phenomena. So therefore, the spiritual knowledge says, all these are means to gain that knowledge. That knowledge doesn't depend on anything because it's you. You only turn your attention from your preoccupation with the external world unto the very source of your thoughts. Then you will discover you are that which supports all the changing phenomena, which activates all changing phenomena, which illumines all changing phenomena. That is you. That which is constant in and through all changes. That which never changes by itself. That is you. So, for finite things you have to work. For the infinite, because it's there everywhere. You only have to know. You can't avoid the finite world, but you should be able to see the same infinite as the material cause of the finite world. So he has given us various pointers of meditation to know this infinite in and through all the finite world. Satatam kirtayantascha, mam yatantascha, dhrudavratah, namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasana. All the time invoking me, bowing down to me, surrendering unto me. Through all our life, all our activities, expressing my glory, through Gnana Yajna, through worship of that eternal as one or as dualistic or as many. Ekatvena pradaktvena, bahuda visvatomukam. And then he says, kratus. Kratus are the yagas that are done for particular results. Yajna is done for the welfare of the totality. Swadaham, the offering that we give to our pitrus. Aushadam, medicine. Mantraha, incantations. Ajyam, the ghee that is offered into yajnas. And the very fire, Agnihi. And all that is me. So, all our life, all our activities are all in fact offerings. You offer forms to the eyes, you offer sound to the ears, you offer food to the stomach through the mouth. The whole thing is an offering. So recognize all of them to be God. Be God conscious in and through all our life. That is the simple message. Be God conscious, whatever you do, in and through all your life, then you are tuned to the eternal and transact with the ephemeral. Ephemeral you have to transact, but never lose sight of the eternal. That is the very substance of even the ephemeral, and that which is the very power that makes all actions possible. And he says, I am the father, Pitah Jagataha, Mata, mother, Data, supporter, Pitamaha, grandfather, Pavitra, Omkaram, Pranavam, all the Vedas, Rug, Yajusam, etc. Gatihi, goal, Prabhu, the Lord, Sakshi, witness, Nivashaha, dwelling, Sharanam, the shelter, Suhrit, well-wisher, Prabhavaha, origin, Pralayaha, the point of dissolution, Sthanam, the stay, Nidhanam, the treasure house, Bijam, Avyam, I am the eternal seed. So these are the various pointers for us to meditate upon. And he says, whatever you get in your life, whatever anybody gets, all controlled by me. So for that he says, Tapami aham varsham, nigruhnami. I give the heat and also I withhold and send forth rain. Tapami aham varsham nigruhnami usrjami. I withhold and send forth rain and I give heat. Amrutam cha, amrutam chaiva mrityum cha, sat asat cha Arjuna. Our concepts of immortality, our concepts of death, our concepts of existence, non-existence, manifestation, non-manifestation. They're all me only in different forms. There's nothing other than me. So whatever you encounter, in that, remember me. Then you are tuned with the eternal. You will naturally experience the status of the eternal because you have plugged to that socket. Whatever you plug, that only you will get. If you are plugged to the finite, you will experience finite nature. If you are plugged to the infinite, you will get the infinite experience. And now, before he is going to give us the promised simple methods of spiritual life, of actualizing this experience, of experiencing the divinity in us, to compare that with all things that are got through actions, through rituals, and through invoking Swargaloka, Pitraloka, etc., how they are all finite, and not only finite, they involve exertion, expenditure, repercussions. Whereas this knowledge is only to be known, it's pleasant even to follow. So that is the next theme he's taking up. 20. Traividyamam somapaha putapapaha yajnaistva swargatim prarthayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divideva bhogan. Traividyaha, the knowers of three Vedas. Three Vedas means actually the three sections. The Brahmanas, the mantras, and the upasanas. The Vedas that help us for dharma, artha, kama. All that in Tripudi. Because the fourth one is Turiyam. That's the experience, moksha. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So all the Vedas that talk about the three, Tripudi, who know them and follow through their invocation and gaining the finite results called Soma, Somapaha, Putapapaha. To a certain extent, through that action, they get a little subtlety. Gross vasanas are dropped. Therefore, Putapapaha. Through yajnas and ishta. Yajnas are done for the totality. Ishta, putra kamesti yaga, they are done for personal desires. Swargatim prarthayante, through them they invoke heavens. Te punyamasadya, they gain certain punya, virtue, subtlety of mind intellect through that. Punyamasadya, Surendra Lokam, Swarga Lokam, Ashnanti, enjoy, Divi, the Divyan, Divi Deva Bhogan, the divine pleasures of God, they enjoy. They do, they get, they enjoy. How? See, if you are only dealing with matter, you gain something, even food you eat. It has nourishment also, plus other factors of aging. If the very food that you take has both negative and positive aspects. Same thing with the eyes, same thing with the ears, right? So people who are merely dealing with gross materials, actions and results, they help continuity of existence, tradition. Therefore, that's called Pitruloka. People who live at the subtle level of the senses, like music, dance, they invoke those powers. They are called Devas or Swargaloka. People who discuss spiritual literature, spiritual topics, they live at the level of the intellect. That's called Brahmaloka. But all these things are still finite, come and go. There is no reaching a state where there is no coming and going. So that is body, mind, intellect. And that is called Pitraloka, Swargaloka, Brahmaloka, etc. They are all in three because they're all products of the three gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tamo guna. Body is tamas, mind is rajas, intellect is sattva. So these people who invoke them, they do get some results for their actions. They do get, but they're finite. So he says, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्म मनुप्रपन्नाः गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते एवं thus त्रयी धर्मम अनु evam bhuktva swargalokam, having enjoyed those celestial planes, vishalam, varieties, chine punya, when their punya is exhausted, martyalokam vishanti, they have to come back to the world of human beings, because every other place, swarga and all that, you enjoy the punya, naraka and all that, you exhaust the papa. Evolution can take place only on earth as human beings. Evolution can only take place here. So they come back again. Martyalokam vishanti. Thus evam trayi dharma manuprapanna. People who take recourse to this three pursuits, dharma, artha, kama, gatagatam kama kama labhanti. They get their desires naturally, but the path is come and go, come and go. There is no final reaching a goal where you find fulfillment. They are all relative. They are all relative. On the contrary, see, you should not miss the subtle things. You should not merely read the commentary and just get words, some intellectual knowledge. There are subtle beauties there. He said, these yajnas, ishta, the rituals, all of them involve a lot of work, involve a lot of resources, strain, have reactions, repercussions. If you don't do properly, you will get negative results. That is the thing that you get through these rituals and all that. Whereas when you discover the God that you are through knowledge, which doesn't involve any resources other than knowledge, which is not strenuous, which has no repercussions, and will give you the infinite. In contrast, he explains so that you make the right choice. He explains both normal pursuit of man, all the time running after material things, or temples, these, that, for wanting certain finite these things, doing rituals. He says, all that okay, you will get, but see the price that you pay. Here, through knowledge of your real being, which is called knowledge of God, you get total fulfillment, no repercussions, no question of going and coming, going and coming. It's just to be known. How to know? As I am talking, you can know, because dead body cannot talk. What makes me talk is that consciousness. What make you hear is that consciousness. What make you see is that consciousness. How do you say you don't know that? As simple as that. No, but still I am not able to. That's because your mind is preoccupied with external pursuits. So what you should do, reverse the process. Now it's preoccupied with the external process. Reverse. How to reverse? Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshebam vahamyaham. Ananyaha. Ananyaha, without other, means what? Without other thoughts, thinking only about God. Ananya, no otherness. Ananya, that God I am seeking is not different from me. Ananya. Ananya, that God is the goal that I am seeking. It's not different. That God is happiness. That God is ultimate. And continuously I am thinking, not dissipating into other things. Ananyaha chintayanto mam. Ye janaha, whoever, nitya upasate, continuously invoke me. Upasana means asana, sit. Upa, near. Sitting near means all the time keeping Bhagavan in our thoughts. That's called upasana. Ananya chintayanto mam. Ye janaha paryupasate. Nitya abhiyuktana. They being continuously tuned to me. I take care of their worldly needs and security. Because the question will come, if I'm continuously thinking about you, what about my duties, responsibilities? What I need and what I have to protect? He says, I will do it for you. Yoga is to gain that you have not got. Apraptasya praptihi. Kshema is to protect what you have. Praptasya rakshanam. Apraptasya praptihi. Praptasya rakshanam. There is only also another meaning given to this. Yoga is all worldly activities, including meditation and all that. Kshema is the ultimate mukti, moksha. That's not a common interpretation, but that also can be read into this. I take care of all your needs. You only think about me. Is that a matter of mere faith? No. It can be verified. How? Man is what he thinks, what he feels. They're all thoughts. So if you are continuously thinking about money, you are money minded. If you are continuously thinking about family, you are attached to family. You are all the time living as a family man. Whatever your mind thinks that you are. If you are continuously thinking about God, your mind becomes God. Therefore, you are God. As God, your needs are not there. Therefore, yoga is taken care. You are ever secure. Therefore, Kshema is taken care. So, it's not a mere false promise. It's logical. And then he says, what happens to others who are doing other things other than this continuous contemplation upon God? Yepyanya devata bhaktaha yajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajantya vidhipurvakam yaha api yepi Anya Devataha, all other productive potentials. Swamiji says Devata is productive potentials. Those who can give you some results, illumine. They are called Devatas. Those who do not worship this self, this Atman, this Brahman, believe in worshipping various gods for various results. Ye penya devata bhaktaha yajante Mamupasate, who worship me, Shraddhayanvitaha, through complete faith. If they worship me, with faith, Tepi Mameva Kaunteya Yajanti Avidipurvakam. Even those people, they think they are worshipping this God, that God. They are all me only, because there is nothing other than me. There is nothing other than me. So, even those who are worshipping other gods, they are going through the circuitous route. Therefore, he says, avidhi purvakam, not in a proper way. Circuitous route, avidhi purvakam. They are seeking the ultimate means freedom from death, freedom from sorrow, total happiness. All people, saint or sinner, the vulgar or the virtuous, they are all seeking happiness. But they are seeking in a wrong way, so they only increase their sorrow. The enlightened people directly seek it in themselves as Brahman through knowledge. As Brahman through knowledge. Therefore, why you are unnecessarily going in a circuitous route and suffering? It's simple all the time, think about me. How to think about you? I have given you various lists earlier. Pitahamasya Jagata Mata Data Pitahama Vedyam Pavitra Monkar. So whatever you encounter, you know it to be me. And he says, Aham he sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena taschavanti te. All the various yajnas, yagas they are doing. Ultimately, they reach me because everything reaches consciousness, God. So all they reach me only, whoever doing with whatever motive. And but since they do not invoke me as the infinite, their own self, they slip down from their eternal, pristine, divine status. Tatvena Ataha, therefore, Chavanti, fall. The logic he gives, why those people go to that, and people who see God, they get God. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitru Yanti Pitru Vrataha Bhutan Yanti Bhutejya Yanti Mama Yanti Madhya Jinopi Mam. Devavrataha, one who quote the subtle powers, sense powers, even music, dance, and all that. Devavrataha, they get that because they are invoking that. Electricity is the same. You put bulb, it gives light. You put heater, it gives heat. You put AC, it gives you cool weather, cool air. Whatever you plug, you will get. Similarly, Bhagavan is the same. Whatever you invoke, however, the way in which you invoke, you gain that. Therefore, people who invoke him through the senses, through subtle powers, they get that. Pitru Nayanti, Pitru Vrataha, people who go on maintaining tradition, family values, and all that, they get that. Bhuta Nayanti Bhuteja. Gurudev gives a beautiful meaning to that. People who invoke the elements, they go to that road. What is elements? Scientists doing research with the matter. They naturally live in that world. Yanti madhyajinopi mam. One who seeks me comes to me. So when you know this, why don't you choose the best, the easiest, without repercussions, no failure? And you may say, to get a few thousand rupees salary, I have studied 22 years, a few thousand rupees salary, 22 years. And so much of struggle to reach the office, to work there, to salute everybody, to get adverse comments, all that we had to go through finite things. You say, God, it must be too difficult. How can I afford it? He says, no, sir, that's the trick. There, because you matter, you need all that. Here, you only have to know this. So your mind has to turn towards him. Your love, which is invested with the external world, has to be retrieved from that, turned its attention to God. For that, small things used only to invoke that love. Very small things. Supposing you see somebody, give a good smile. He's happy. You shown that you love him. Nothing you gave, only a good smile. Right? So, best things are all easy. Is there something more than love? You only have to smile. Right? No material things. You smile, you hug, right? And people are happy. So God also says, just I need your love. How to give my love? There are some spoons who carry the love. I take the love, give back the spoons. This is Gurudev's way of explaining this verse. There are some spoons who carry this love. I take the love, return the spoons. What are the spoons? Patram, leaf. Pushpam, flower. Phalam, fruit. Toyam, water. Patram, who got Bhagavan through Patram? Satyabhama and Rukmani tried to weigh Bhagavan. Satyabhama put all her this thing because her father had this Samantaka money which can produce tons and tons of gold every day. So she put all the gold, but Bhagavan was heavier than that because the entire world is in him. So Bhagavan was heavier. Whereas Rukmini, with love and devotion, said, you are there everywhere. So I invoke you in this Tulasi leaf and put it, and Bhagavan and Tulasi leaf went down. So Patram. So what is the meaning there? Heaviness is not in what you offer. Heaviness is in the love that you give. Pushpam, Gajendra. Narayana Akila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Narayana Akila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. And took the lotus from the very pond where he is caught and offered it to Bhagavan. Pushpam, Palam, Shabari, Toyam, Akrura. They're all not at all expensive. You can pick them up from the road, from Bhagavan's own compound. He doesn't care where from you got it. You just give him your love. That's enough. When you go to marriages these days, very common, not only marriages, when you see somebody hire to give bouquets. Each bouquet is cost 500,000 rupees. And in a split second, it's kept aloof. Nobody knows who gave it also. Why do you give these bouquets? Only to show that you care for him, your love. You care for him. It's just to show your love. That bouquet is received and in a split second kept off somewhere. Right? Though I believe you can spend that money and give something useful. I don't believe in bouquets. But the purpose of that is to say that you love that person. You have a value for him. So, patram, pushpam, palam, tuyum. What is important, not what you offer. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. Who with devotion gives it to me. Sudhama, beaten rice, begged from 4 houses. That beaten rice also begged from four houses. Tied in a torn cloth. Kuchela. Kuchela is torn cloth. Bhagavan gave him such prosperity which even Indra cannot get it. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. Tadupahratam bhaktya. Tadupahratam ashnami prayatatmanaha. That what he gives with devotion, I take it from the man because his mind is pure, filled with love for me. So even though they are insignificant, for me, what matters is their devotion, their love. That I take. Return back the spoon. Spoon is when you worship in the house, plantain fruits, breaking coconut, chakra pongal, all this he returns back. If Bhagavan starts eating, I think none of us will give offer. None of us will offer because he doesn't eat. He returns back. So that's what he says. Patram pushpam palam toyam. Yo me bhaktya prayach. Tadapahrutam. Tadaham bhakti upahrutam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Okay. Now, I am a busy man. And also my mind is not in these rituals. I can't go and pick up tulsi leaf or lotus, this thing. What am I to do? Whatever you are doing, you offer it to me. You see me in all that. Yat karoshi, yat dashnasi, yat juhoshi, yat dadasi yat pashyasi, kaunteya tat kurushva matarpanam. Whatever you are doing, whatever you eat, when you are eating, do not say, for my stomach, enjoy. Bhagavan alone eats in you. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam. It reaches him only. Remember him for a split second. Close your eyes and say, this I am offering to you, Bhagavan, in me. Right? So you are anyway eating and make that offering to Bhagavan. Yet Juhoshi, whatever you offer in sacrifice, yet Dadasi, whatever you give in charity, yet Pashyasi, whatever you are seeing, that's an offering to the eyes. Kaunteya, Tat Kurushva Madarpanam. All that, let them be an offering to me. You don't even have to give Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam. You are doing something, you know. You say, all my actions or offering to Naivedyam. Whatever you give results is your prasada. You are doing something. Yat karoshi. Yat you are eating. Say Krishna Arpanam. You don't lose anything. Those small things will give you God in due course. And such a man who goes beyond the relative things, thinks of God, what happens to him? Shubha Shubhapalairevam Mokshase Karma Bandhanaihi Sanyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mamupaishasi. Such a man goes beyond the relatives. He only sees God in everything. Therefore, he doesn't get vasanas in the form of Shubha, Punya vasanas, or Shubha, Papa vasanas. To enjoy both, you have to go on taking lives. Swarga, Naraka, alternatives. Shubha, Shubha. Palaihi evam mokshasi. You get freed from them because you see God only. Karma bandhanaihi vasanas. Sanyasa yoga yuktatma. Who is tuned to this yoga of renunciation. Renouncing three things. Renouncing means three things. One, dependency on the results. Two, the sense of doership. Three, sense of agency. Contemplate. Close your eyes 5 minutes at home after the class and see all your sorrows belong to these three. Feeling that you are the body and you are the doer. You are the one who is suffering, enjoying. That's suffering, enjoyment, both are same. You are doing good and bad, depending on results. This package is all your samsara, full of sorrows. So renounce these three. Karma phala, kartrutva bhavana, bhoktrutva bhavana. Doership and enjoyership. Vimukto mamupaishasi. He freed from all bondages, body, mind, intellect. He reaches me. Reaches me means where? Vaikunta, Kailasha. He is inside you. What do you mean by reaching? It's not a journey in space. It's a journey in dimension. Dreamer reaching the waker. Dreamer reaching the waker. Mamupaishasi. And recognize me in all beings. Samoham sarvabhutesh. Name dveshyosti na priya. To me, there is nobody to be hated, nobody to be courted. Dear. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya. Mayate teshu chapyaham. It's not that somebody who does puja to me, I give them results. Somebody who doesn't do, I withhold. No. I am same to all. But he who invokes me gets that naturally. Shankara gives a lovely example. If there is a fireplace, it's chill weather. You go near the fireplace, you get the blessing of the heat. You keep away, you don't get. Similarly, you invoke Bhagavan, you get his power. You do not invoke, you are ignoring. He is not partial. And to people who invoke him all the time, they find they are in me and I am in them. They are in me, I am in them. Means I alone am there and they are conscious of that alone. What happens when a man, however bad he is, whatever may be his past, detaches from all his body, mind, intellect, completely aligns, tunes with the God principle in him. He has dropped the ego. All karmas, all papas belong to the ego. Once he dropped the ego, those karma phalas, however bad he was, cannot touch him because he has dropped the ego. So he says, this is the advantage of choosing this path. Ananya chintayantam, the path of God. Api chet sudurachara. Durachara, evil conduct. Sudurachara, noble laureate in evil conduct. Sudurachara, bhajate mam ananya bhak. He who worships me without any other thought, sadhureva hi mantavya. He has to be treated as sadhu. Means good man, spiritual man. Don't say, oh, he was like this, he was. That was his body mind. Now he has dropped it. Don't quote. He was like this, he was like that. He is now a sadhu. You don't respect him, what will happen? I told earlier in the 4th chapter, Paritranaya sadhu na vinachaya. To protect the sadhus, I will come and destroy you. If you harm somebody who is a devotee now, maybe his past he has done something. I will finish you off, Bhagavan says. Sadhureva hi mantavya. Samyak vyavasito hi saha. Because he has taken the right resolution. Treat him, honor him, respect him. And why? Such a man who has chosen Bhagavan, Chipram bhavati dharmatma shashvachantim negachyati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. A beautiful declaration of Bhagavan asking Arjuna to go and declare to the world, Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee shall never come to grief, shall never be destroyed. That such a man who is Suduracharaha, the worst in conduct earlier, now he has taken to God's path. Chipram, very soon, Dharmatma, such a man who now has taken to the path of Dharma, Bhavati, Shashvachantim negachyati. He gains permanent peace. And therefore, he is my devotee. He will not be lost. He will not be destroyed. Arjuna, go and declare it to the world. Bhagavan says. Mam hi parthivyapasritya yepi syuhu papayonayah sriyo vaisyastata shudraha yepi yanti param gatim. Taking recourse to me, shelter in me, surrendering to me, holding on to me, whatever they are, born in painful wombs, so he calls it sinful wombs, because they give pain. As what? Striyaha, ladies, Vaishyaha, business people, Tata Shudraha, the serving class. Even they gain the highest. Why is he giving these? Number one, he is calling Papa Yonis 3, Vaishya, Shudra. Is that fair? No. He says these people who suffer more, ladies, you do not know how many, just because they have become mothers, how many ailments they have. Not only that, they are attached. That attachment brings sorrow. Vaishya, the whole world lives because of Vaishyas doing business. But they are the people who are made to pay all penalty, all suffering. Shudra, everybody kicks them. So in life, people who undergo this suffering, even they who are looked down, even they, if they invoke me, they get released from all this suffering. That's the meaning. And in spiritual literature, when it says Stri, it's the womanhood, not the women. Because spiritual literature has nothing to do with the body. Manhood, womanhood. Kim punar brahmana punya bhakta rajarshrestatha anityamasukam lokam imam prapya bhajasvama. Even if these people, the category who go through so much suffering, if they are released, what to talk about Sattvic people, Brahmanaha, Rajarshi, the saintly kings or the kingly saints. Rajarshi, Punyaha, people who have done noble actions, Bhaktaha, devotees, who Anityam, this finite world, Asukam, no joy in that. Right? So, what to talk about them when the others themselves got, they will get it. So, what you should do, Arjuna? Anityam, Asukam, Lokam, Prapya. You have come to this world of Anitya, finite, mortal world. Asukam, there is no happiness. Having got here, Prapya, Bhajaswamam, seek me the eternal. Seek me the eternal. Anyway, you have come here, but now you seek me. How to seek you? Beautiful verse, repeated twice because in the 18th chapter also, because the verse is beautiful. Crux of all sadhana, crux of all. Manmana bhava, mad bhaktaha, madhyadi mam namaskuru. Mame vaishyasi yuktva evam atmanam mat parayanaha. Fix your mind on me. Madmana bhava mad bhakta. Madhyadi, do all our actions for my sake. Namaskuru, surrender your ego. Namaskuru, bow down means surrender your ego. Mame vaishyasi, you shall reach me, because man is his mind. If the mind is turned towards God, he has reached there. All actions, when he sees they're all for God, he sees all actions are possible because of God, he immediately discovers the God. And when you surrender the ego, what is there is only the consciousness. Therefore, you will live in me. Yuktva, having chosen me, having attuned to me, Atmanam, Matparayana, me alone as the ultimate goal, not money, not fame, not glory, not family, not popularity, na karmana, na dharma, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyagena, ekena, amrutatva manushu. So that is the beautiful 9th chapter which he promised. Simple, easy, excellent. That's what he promised. So you don't need all the 33 verses. Remember the last verse, that's enough. Manmana bhava, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, mame vaishyasi, yuktva atmanam matparayat. This one verse you remember and practice. You don't need anything else. Donate all your books to library. So now he has said there, Manmana bhava mad bhaktaha. Your mind should be always in me, devoted to me. So if the mind has to be always in him during the transactional life, I should become conscious of him in everywhere. I should see him everywhere. How to see him? Meditations, two types. One, to see the one in all or the many, to see the many in the one. Gurudev says, this is the scientific approach, synthesis and analysis. Analysis and synthesis. Analysis, to see him in everything. Synthesis, to see all in him. To see the water in the wave, bubble and ocean. To see the wave, bubble and ocean in water. That's the way. 10th chapter talks about seeing God in all. 11th chapter talks about seeing all in God. So now let us go to the 10th chapter, which helps us to meditate on him in so many ways. This is called Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti is spread, where all is spread, externally. Yoga is the mind, intellect tuned to him inside, his power. Vibhuti Yoga, both are himself. So we shall now find the various ways of seeing his spread everywhere and his power inside us. Om Sri Paramatmane Namaha Bhuya Eva Mahabaho Sruname Paramam Vachaha Yatteham Priyamanaya vachyami hitakamyaya. I told all this, Arjuna, starting from 7th chapter, where I am, how I am, what are in me, who, where, how I reside in everything. I told all, but this is subtle. This topic is subtle. You need repetition. And you are my devotee. You depend on me. You have faith on me. It's my duty to guide you, to correct you. Therefore, Bhuya Eva, again, Mahabaho, the mighty arm who is willing to work, Srunume Paramam Vachaha. Listen to my supreme word. What is supreme word? What is a small word? You can't do, you can't live without action. Every action depends on knowledge. Knowledge depends upon words. Finite words, finite knowledge, finite results. Finite words, finite knowledge, finite results. Infinite knowledge, infinite results. So that which gives infinite results is called Paramam Vachaha, the supreme knowledge. Bhuya eva mahabaho yet teham priyamanaya. Because you are so interested, delighted, absorbed in listening to this, Vachami, I shall tell you, hitakamya, because I am interested in your welfare. Why am I interested? Because you have faith in me. You have surrendered to me. And therefore, my duty to help you to come out of this confusion of mortality and invoke the divinity in the very mortal expressions. Name vidusturaganaha prabhavam na maharshayaha ahamadirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha. Why should I tell this? Because nobody on their own can know this. Somebody has to guide this. What is there outside I can see, I can hear, I can smell, I can taste. But me, can I see through me, the essential me, the consciousness? Can I see through the eyes? Can I hear through the ears? I cannot. How will I know? At least once somebody has to point out that which the eyes cannot see, but because of which the eyes see, that which the ears cannot hear, because of which the ears can hear, that which presides over all the varied things like the body, mind, intellect, that which is constant in all changes like childhood, youth, and old age, that consciousness is you. Somebody has to point you. That's called Aptavakya, Shravana, listening first. Then reflect. Listening, Gurudev says, participation, Shravana. Reflection, Manana. Gurudev says, involvement. And meditation, living in that, Nididhyasana, commitment, contemplation. Through these methods, you have to actualize that. So you cannot on your own know that. Therefore, these senses cannot know. That's why Suraganaha, normally in spiritual literature, Suras are the presiding deities of the senses. So Name Vidus Suraganaha, Prabhavam Namaharshayaha. Even the great people, rishis who has controlled their senses, even those people cannot know my origin. Aham Adihi Devanam Maharshinam cha Sarvashaha. Why? They cannot know. Rishis also cannot know. Devas also cannot. Why? Because I am their very cause, very origin. I am their very origin. Effect cannot trace the cause. Normally, in Indian tradition, a son or daughter cannot attend the father's wedding. Please mark my words. Normally, not as a law now. And that too in Indian tradition. Normally, you can't attend your father's wedding. At least, okay, let us say biological father. You cannot attend your biological father's wedding because you are the effect. Cause was the wedding. Right? So therefore he says, even I am the origin of these rishis and I am the origin of these devas. They cannot know me. Ye mam ajam anadim cha vetti loka maheshwaram asammodaha samartyeshu sarva papehi namachyati. Ye, whoever they may be, ma, this so-called God, the very self in you, the very essence in you, the very being in you, which is eternal because it has no birth, ajam, that which has a birth must die. Everything originates from that. It is there all the time. Ajam, not born. Anadi, no beginning. Veti, whoever he may be, who knows this self or the consciousness, existence, to be there all the time. And he knows he is that existence, that consciousness, that what he is seeking, that blaze. And who controls everything. Loka Maheshwara. Loka Maheshwara. Loka, field of experiences. Ishvara, Lord. Maheshwara, the highest Lord. One who knows me, the eternal, who, since he is not born, will not die, has no beginning, controls the entire world. What happens to him? Asammoda, he should not have any doubt. Complete experience of that. Samartyeshu, he, though he is one amongst the mortals, sarva papaihi, from all sins, pramuchyate. He is released. Every word is important. Sarva loka maheshwara. All the joys and sorrows that you and I get are from experiences. This experienced world is called loka. You and I think, if only I have this money, I will be happy. If only I have this health, I will be happy. If only I have this power, I will be happy. And you are also afraid of powerful people. They may do this to me, they may do that to me. You are afraid of that. Bhagavan says, they are themselves controlled by me. I am your friend, he has said in the 5th chapter. Suhrit sarva bhutana. Suhrit sarva. I am your friend. I am in you. I control them. Why are you afraid of them? No, they have done this to me. They will do this. They have done that to you on my consent. They will do to you on my consent because you need them for your own welfare. You need them for your own welfare. Without me, without my consent, nobody can harm you. Therefore, don't be worried about anybody, anything, any experience. Depend on me and me and me alone. Right? So, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Asammudaha, Sarva Papai. What are papas? Agitations, sorrows, vasanas, because they give the sorrows. So, a man who is tuned to God, depends upon God, has extracted himself from all limitations, names and forms, body, mind, intellect. And therefore, since all sorrows belong to him, he is freed from them. Muchyate, freed. Vimuchyate, completely, totally, once and for all, is freed from them because he chose me. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Oh, such that man will not get death. He he will not get death because his body will die. He will see that and enjoy. He will not. Pain is there. Yeah, pain is there, but his mind is in that which makes the pain known to you. The awareness of the pain itself is because of him. I tell some people, including I tell myself also, when you say I have problems, when you say I have pain, right? I am suffering. Hooray, thank God, you are there to suffer. Thank God, you are there to have the pain. You are there, you know. Once you are there, that's everything. Pain, suffering are all nothing. Buddhi jnanam asammohaha Shama satyam damashamaha Sukham dukkham bhavo bhavaha Bhayam cha bhayameva cha Ahimsa samata tustihi Tapodanam yasho yashaha Bhavanti bhava bhutanam Matta eva pruthak vidaha. He is just giving in a nutshell before he goes to elaborate that all that you see in this world is himself. Not only the gross, subtle also. Buddhihi, intellect. Jnanam, the wisdom. Asammohaha, non-illusion. Delusion means no confusion. Kshama, endurance, forgiveness. Satyam, truth. Damaha, self-restraint, physical. Shamaha, control of the mind. Sukham, pleasures. Dukkham, pain. Bhavaha, birth, existence. Abhavaha, death, non-existence. Bhayam, fear. Abhayam, fearlessness. Ahimsa, non-injury. Samata, equanimity, equal vision. Tustihi, contentment. Tapaha, restraint or austerity. Dhanam, charity. Yashaha, glory. Ayashaha, ignominy. Bhavanti bhavaha, all these originate from me in different forms. Therefore, since all, the good, the bad, the ugly, they're all from me. They're all me. From gold, gold alone can come. Iron cannot from gold. So if you are seeing ayashaha, that's also me. If you are having fear, that's also me. So recognize me in everything. These opposites, pairs of opposites, duality cannot affect you. That's a very simple meditation he has given in a nutshell. And he says, Maharshaya sapta purve chatvaro manavasthata madbhava manasa jata yesham lokam yama praja. This world consists of 5 elements, all of you know, and then one cosmic intelligence, buddhi, and borrowed ego, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. They have all borrowed ego. They don't have ego, but to work you need ego. To work you need ego. They borrowed the ego. They are as masters govern the ego. That's why ego is snake. It's an ornament in Shiva's neck. And Vishnu sleeps on snake. Attention turned towards him. So borrowed egos, right? So this God alone has manifested as the 5 elements, as the intellect, as the ego. They are called Sapta Rishis. 5 elements, subtle elements, tanmatras. Intellect and the ego, Sapta Rishis, and Chatvaraha Manuhu, the 4 firstborn children, Sanat Kumaras. They are the internal Antakarana, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittaha. These are the four internal factors that governs your life inside. Now, if you analyze, the whole world is an interaction of this manaha, buddhi, ahankara, chitta in the external world of five elements: intellect and ego. So the whole world is a transaction between the Sapta Rishis and the four Sanat Kumaras, etc. Manav Maharshaya Sapta Purve Chatvaro Manavastata Madbhava Manasa Jata Yesham Lokam Yama Prajaha. All these beings, all these worlds of experiences, they all arose from me. Yetam vibhutim yogam cha mama yovetti tattvataha so avikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. Yetam, this vibhutim, spread of mind, yogam, power of mind, spread of mind outside, yoga inside. Mama yo vetti tattvataha, he who experiences that in all its entirety, tattvataha, as an experience. Saha, such a person, avikampena, tremorless yoga, avikampena yoga. He is not thereafter perturbed, agitated, afraid of anything, because he sees only God in everything. Death is his God, birth is his God, pain is his God, reputation is his God, ignominy is his God. What is he afraid of what? Natato vijugupsate, Isavasya says. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. So he who sees me in all in me, natataha vijugupsate, he is not afraid of anything. Saha avikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. And there is no doubt about that. It's all. Therefore, your problems, your sorrows, your fears, all because you missed to see God and you are seeing his expressions which are dualistic in nature and you are carried away by them. Therefore, you suffer the limitations. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. I am the origin of everything. Mattas sarvam pravartate. From me everything comes out. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. The wise people endowed with meditation see me as the very origin and the point of dissolution of everything. And therefore, they see me only everywhere. Ocean is the origin of all waves and bubbles. Ocean is the dissolution of all waves and bubbles. So he who sees ocean or water in all waves and bubbles is not elated when they rise, is not depressed when they go down. And therefore, Machitta Madgata Pranaha Bhodayantaha Parasparam Katayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyati Cha Ramanti Cha. Therefore, these people, since they see God alone everywhere, and that God is blissful, that God is loving, that God is immortal, and they are that God, where will they have any other interest to talk about all useless things of the world? They will talk only about that glorious, sweet, divine experience. Therefore, Machittaha, with those minds all the time in me, Madgata Pranaha, all their actions centered in him, absorbed in him, Bodayantaha, each one trying to speak of his experiences, Parasparam mutually, Katayantascha, speaking of Mam, about me, Nityam, all the time, Tushyanti, happy inside, happy, and Ramanti, revel, satisfied. Tushyanti, they are satisfied with whatever they have because they are all the expressions of God. Ramanti, and they revel in themselves. They do not need ice cream to be happy, or friends, or the other spirit to revel. They don't need that spirit or friends to revel. Alone, they are happy because they were never alone. Their Lord is in them. They are never alone. Their Lord is in them. So, everything else is in the Lord. The Lord is in you. All others are in the Lord. Where am I alone? Therefore, tushyanti ramanti cha. And such people, tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam mupayanti te. Such people who are all the time tuned to me, worship me, bhajatam, worship me, serve me, bhaja, seek me, through the intellect seek me, through the mind worship me, through the body serve me, bhajatam, priti purvam, with all love and devotion, dadami buddhi. Now that they are available, I give them buddhi yogam, the power of discrimination and knowledge. Yena mam upayanti, through which ultimately they merge in me. Upayanti means not going in space, they merge in me. तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्तः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. To such people, anukampartham, out of compassion, ajnanajam tamaha, their ignorance, born, their darkness, their non-understanding of God and all the phenomena born out of ignorance, that I destroy. Nashayami. Why? Atma bhavastaha. Because I am living in them. They are tuned to me. They are invoking me. And therefore, I give them that knowledge. Jnana deepena bhasvata. I illumine them through the lamp of wisdom. In fact, it's only a figurative way of saying. When they turn to Bhagavan, they discover everything. Bhagavan doesn't favor one and doesn't ignore one. When they turn to Bhagavan, they will automatically lose all confusions, ignorance, and discover that which is covered. So this, in the language of a devotee, he says, out of my compassion, I give them. Out of my compassion. And what Bhagavan does, doesn't give knowledge, destroys ignorance. Because knowledge is all the time there. Ignorance is covering. So destroy the ignorance. You discover the knowledge. Now, Arjuna starts asking questions. We shall see next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidum Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Read again and again, listen again and again, and contemplate. Nothing can be more interesting, more loving, more giving you confidence, more giving you happiness than this. Continuously go on reading, thinking, contemplating, discussing. Okay, thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you, Uncle. Hari Om.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.